Trev's Hockey Show. I'm the Trev. It's too sweet. Anyway, starting off with the 2025 NHL Awards. And, well, we get to start 5 days before the end of the regular season. So that's awesome. And we also get to start off with the awards that aren't based on votes. The hockey writers don't vote for these ones. These ones are based purely on statistics alone. So today, talk about the Winnipeg Jets and their first ever President's Trophy in franchise history. So let's talk about it. All right. So, counting their time in Atlanta, pre-Winnipeg, and I know if you ask a lot of the Winnipeg Jets, at least a lot of ones I talk to, they think of that time in Atlanta like a bad relationship. It just doesn't count. But anyway, for the first time in franchise history, Winnipeg Jets can say they have the best franchise record amongst all the NHL teams in regular season. Now, at the time I'm recording this, the Jets have a team record 55 wins to go with 22 losses and 4 shootout/overtime losses for a total which ties a team record of 114 points with one game still in tow. Now, with that one game, they could extend that team point total to a new team record of 116, but we'll cross that bridge if and when we get there. Now, the weird part of them clinching this trophy is they clinched it in a loss, but also another loss. Now, I'll explain. They lost tonight's game, which would have been the definitive clincher regardless, against the Edmonton Oilers 4-1. But their closest competition for the President's Trophy, the Washington Capitals, also lost today's game against the Columbus Blues Jackets, meaning they could finish with no more than 113 total points. The number 3 team in this race, the Vegas Golden Knights, could finish with no more than 111. And the team that I thought was going to win the President's Trophy, the Dallas Stars, could finish with no more than 110 points. So, as you can tell, this was a 4-team race heading up to the final. I mean, really, watching the Jets play this year, one shouldn't be too surprised that they actually won this thing. I mean, with Hellebuyck playing out of his mind, absolutely out of his mind, probably most definitely going to be winning another Jennings Trophy, probably most definitely going to be winning his 3rd Vezina Trophy, and maybe even, just maybe, the Hart Memorial Trophy? Question mark, question mark? It's not outside the realm of possibility given the way Hellebuyck has played this year. Scheifele and Connor playing at a point-per-game levels, over a point-per-game levels. Ehlers, Velarde, and Morrissey all having 60-plus point seasons, but more importantly, they started the season hot, and they stayed hot. I mean, they started the season, in their first 15 games, they've won 14 of them, which in itself set an NHL record for best start to the season in history. And, putting together a small streak here, small streak there, an 11-game win streak between January and February, including 2 after the Four Nations face-off break. These guys were just on fire. Now, again, nearing that Four Nations break, I thought this race was going to be a lot tighter than what it became. But, being able to keep the streaks going and all that stuff, it really didn't hurt their chances at all. I mean, like I said, last month or so, it really was turning into a bit of a race, but Winnipeg still had held, the lead as far as overall points was concerned. Washington came close a couple times, actually might have jumped them once or twice, but Winnipeg kept their firm hands on it. So whatever Arneal was telling these guys, game in and game out, well, it worked, and it worked well. And now the Jets have home ice advantage for their duration of their time in the playoffs for this season. And one has to wonder if this season we're not adding Scott Arneal to serious consideration for the Jack Adams Award. I mean, between him and Carberry in Washington, one has to think those are your solid 2 finalists at least. But if you believe in the quote-unquote luck of the President's Trophy, now 2 teams in NHL history have won this and the Stanley Cup in league history, then obviously, with that mentality, luck is on their side, right? But there's no reason to think these guys can't go on a deep playoff run. I mean, yes, the West is competitive, and it's not even fully set in stone as to who's facing who in the playoffs. I mean, there's still a couple more positions to determine, but if Hellebuck can keep the pace he's going in the playoffs, and the top lines can keep the goals coming and keep them coming a plenty, and the defense can hold firm, the sky's the limit, right? But as we all know, the playoffs are, at the best of times, a completely different beast altogether. And, success is really varied by luck of the draw and how well you're playing in these playoffs. And for the Jets, let's see how far they can go. Either way, congrats to the President's Trophy champs. Well earned. So that's another one of them Trev's hockey shows. I want to thank you for tuning in. Don't think I don't appreciate the gesture, especially if you've made it to this point. And if you have made it to this point, just know that I'm very, very grateful you're watching right to the end. Trust me, it helps the watched hours, and I'm not going to say that's a bad thing at all. But if you are here, if you just want to say, hey, if you're digging what I'm doing, feel free to give me a thumbs up. It helps a lot. It goes a long way. A lot further than you might know. If you want that red button that says subscribe all over it, come on, you know you want to hit it. I know you want to hit it. The algorithm knows you want to hit it. It'll make you feel good. And we just got to 300 not too long ago. We're still pushing for 500 by the end of the year, so let's make that happen for this guy. If you want, that link in the description below, that takes me to my Facebook page. I'd love it if you felt free to join on that. I mean, it's free, and I'm starting to post a hell of a lot more on there, so I'd love to keep building an audience on that. Then moving forward, as far as regular season awards is concerned, well, there's 3 more to go, and I'm confident, 100% confident actually. I could probably record the other two of the 3 anyway, before the official announcements are made, but we'll give it some consideration. Either way, in the meantime, and in between time, be looking for me, Trev. Later.